The fillet feature is used to break sharp edges on the model, and unlike the extrude feature, does not need a sketch in order to be created, only model edges. I'll click on the fillet icon in the Modify panel of the 3D Model tab, and you can see there are quite a few options for creating fillets. The good news is that most of the time, you'll use the constant fillet type, along with a radius, and for that reason, this lesson will focus on constant radius fillets, and then quickly go over the full round fillet option. For the constant radius fillet, I can select either an edge, a loop, or an entire feature. And for this fillet, I'll select edges. As a rule of thumb, when you're adding fillets to your design, it's usually a good idea to add the fillet features last, and to add larger fillets first before creating smaller ones. This is because Inventor is a history-based modeler, so the order in which you add fillets can have an effect on the final shape. And adding small fillets too early can make it difficult to add larger ones. With that said, I'll start by selecting the 4 vertical edges. And as I pick them, notice that a preview of the geometry appears. Notice as well that I can actually pick edges through the part, saving me the trouble of rotating the part to select edges. What happens if you accidentally select the wrong edge? Well, all you have to do is hold down the Control key on the keyboard and click on the edge again to deselect it. The preview looks good, so I'll set the radius to 5 and all 4 edges update since they're all part of the same fillet feature. If you need the edges to have different radii, you must create a separate fillet feature for each radius. I'll click Apply to finish this feature, and the new fillet feature is listed in the browser. Since I hit Apply instead of OK, the fillet feature dialog box stays on the screen, so I can add more fillet features. This time, I'll switch to the loop option. Select the loop that goes around the top surface of the base, and select other loops that are part of the tab shapes. I'll change the radius to 4 to update the preview, and when I click OK, all of the fillets are added. If you take a look in the browser, notice that the fillet features are the only ones that don't have a plus icon next to them. This is because they aren't based on any specific sketch or feature, but rather the existing geometry as a whole. You can still, of course, edit the feature to change its settings, but I'm good with them for this model, so I'll click OK once again. I mentioned I would also go over the full round fillet, but it doesn't fit with this design, so I'll switch to another part to show you how it works. To get started, I'll launch the fillet feature and change the type to full round. The full round fillet is used to create the perfect blend between 3 adjacent faces rather than break an edge. So the next thing I need to do is choose the 3 faces to blend. I'll select one of the sides, the center face, and the other side. And when I do, you see I get a perfect blend of all 3. Since the full round fillet references the faces directly, if any of the faces were to ever change, the full round fillet would update to make sure the faces still blend well.